Howdy everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got my pig gun with me and I want to talk to y'all about the Holosun LS321R. So I've had this laser, like I said, it's on my pig gun. This is a 7.62x39 AR. I've had this thing on this rifle for over a year and I've had some great luck with it. I actually just got back hunting pigs not too long ago. So I want to give y'all my experiences with this thing and kind of show y'all a little bit about it, some of the things that I like about it, and maybe give y'all some data points or some information if you're in the market for lasers. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, guys, for the price, I don't know if there's a better laser on the market. I will tell you this from personal experience. If you are going to get an infrared laser, if you've got night vision or something like that, guys, you definitely want to get a laser that has a visible laser that is slaved or co-witnessed with it. It really makes sighting in that laser a lot easier, because if you don't have that visible laser, you basically have to do your zeroing at night under nods. And anyway, it just makes the setup process easier. I will tell y'all this though, while this laser for the price is one of the best out there, it does not compare to my D-Ball D2 that I have on my night vision home defense gun or whatnot. The illuminator on this one is a heck of a lot better, but I will tell you, if you can afford to save $300, $400, $500 extra bucks and upgrade to the D2 because of the illuminator, I would highly recommend it. But that being said, I would honestly put the illuminator and this laser on the same par as like the I2 or the A3. While those run about $1,200 to $1,300, I don't think they are that much better than this laser. So if you can afford the money, get the D2. If you've got even more money, get you a B.E. Myers Mall. Those things are ridiculous. One step down is the D2, and then if you don't have that money, this Holosun LS321R is the way to go. But let's talk about this thing, kind of tell y'all my experience with it, kind of show you some of the controls and whatnot. So here we go. All right, guys, so on the front, like I said, we've got a visible laser that is slaved to an IR laser, and then the illuminator is actually built in all into the same housing. It takes a 321 battery. I don't think I've changed this thing in a while. It does a really, really good job. The windage and elevation adjustments, very tactile feeling, so you can definitely tell when you are adjusting. The rail that I have on my pig gun is a little bit bigger. It's an older quad rail from Midwest Industries, but the ergonomics of this thing, if you had a smaller slimline rail, you could easily operate this thing just with this push button on top. You don't necessarily need a remote switch for it. Like I said, if you've got a kind of a modern M-lock or whatnot that's fairly slim, utilizing this push button on top, I really don't see the need for a tape switch. So like I said, we've got that. Let's look at the back. One of the cool things, we actually have two indicators in the back. So when you actually fire it off, I've got it turned off because, guys, even if you aren't activating your lasers, if you do have them switched on, regardless of if it's infrared or visible, you will drain your batteries a lot quicker. So even if you aren't using your laser, just turn it to off. It helps save battery life. But we've got some indicator lights on the back, so you can kind of tell, hey, my illuminator's on, my IR pointer's on, and you can kind of tell what's going on. This little knob back here, this adjustment is actually adjusting the cone of the illuminator. So like I said, the illuminator is on par with the D3s, the I2s, all that stuff. So like I said, I don't see a reason to go spend the extra $300, $400, $500 for those Steiner models, but it does not compare to the D2 illuminator. But for what it is, it actually does a really stinking good job. That knob adjusts the illuminator. You can open up or you can make it more narrow. So the switch on the back to adjust the different modes, very tactile as well. Guys, I would also encourage you, if you do have any type of lasers or whatnot, learn how to operate these things in the dark. Know what position they are in, know what function they are ready to be used for, just by where the placement of the switches are. Because you don't necessarily have to pull out your light and look or whatnot. You need to be that in tune with your equipment so that I know, hey, if I'm over If my knob is pointed this way, I know what kind of what is activated or what's about to go down. So become finely in tune or become very knowledgeable with your equipment so that you know its condition or whatnot. So we've got an IR high, so my infrared laser is high, so no illuminator on that. We've got a visible laser. Don't really ever use that unless I'm zeroing or off. We've got visible high. So we got an IR high, which is just my IR pointer at a higher power. Illuminator only. And the last setting is typically what I used. It has my IR pointer on high and then my illuminator on. So when I press this button, bam, the IR pointer and the laser come on together. I don't have to use separate buttons for that. While it is a good idea to have an extra IR illuminator, so like on this rifle right here, this is an old Millennium series that I've had for years, but the cool thing is I can go white light or IR. This is just an extra thing to have, or you can put one on your helmet. But that being said, guys, I am not a fan of not having your laser that does not have an illuminator. Your laser, in my opinion, needs to have an illuminator built in with it. I've done the opposite. I used to have a laser, I think it was a CQBL, that I actually had to have a separate IR illumination source, and that was not ideal at all. One thing that is finicky on this thing, so where I have my tape switch in there, so Holosun does give you a tape switch for this. It is quote unquote compatible with the Steiner models. However, I actually pulled one of my Steiner leads or pressure switches and tried to put it in here, and it just for some reason would not go. It works perfectly with my Surefire dual switch. I think it's a DO7 if I'm correct, but my Surefire dual switch with the leads works perfect. That's what I use, but just want to let y'all know that is one finicky part of this laser that I have had issues with in the past. Last, the mounting system. The mounting system's pretty decent. One of the first things I did is I unscrewed these and then put some Loctite on it. So mounting this all the way up front, it's got this little lock right here, this little safety mechanism. So when I lock this down into my rifle, as the lever comes down, I actually have to push that in. So there's a little lip on this safety mechanism. Y'all might not be able to see it, but as I pull the lever down, that lip grabs onto this lever so that I can't disengage it or whatnot. The only way I can do it is if I press down on this button right here and open up the lever. So it's kind of a safety feature, not necessarily the strongest one out there. I think these are compatible with like the fusion systems from Unity Tactical if you wanted to go that route, but I haven't really had any issues with it whatsoever. But yeah, anyway guys, this is a great little laser. I really don't have I can't give y'all any firsthand footage of it, but just from my experience, this thing holds up to the use that I put it through. I don't beat the hell out of my stuff. I try to treat it as best as I can, but there are times where things get bumped around or fall or whatnot, and this little laser has held up to the things that I have put it under. The laser pointer on this one is very strong, so you shouldn't have any issues with that. If you do have any issues or complaints, yeah, maybe the illuminator could be a little bit better. It's on par, if not better, than the Steiner A3s and the I2s. So it's a great little option. But yeah, guys, if you are in the market for a laser for either your pig gun or your regular gun, give this Holosun a good look. Like I said, for the price, I don't necessarily think you can beat it. And I've had some great success with this on my pig gun. It does what I need it to do. So anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all so much for watching. If you got any comments or questions about this thing specifically that I didn't address, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be safe, be smart, be skilled. We'll catch you on the next video.